Hey everyone, welcome to this week's show. This week we're going to go back to Dentonia, Jewel Lake, Dentonia Mines. We're going to show you a bunch of clips we didn't show you in the last couple of weeks. You know, it's just a fascinating mine. There's just so many, so many awesome places inside that mine. That just huge stopes. There's all kinds of stuff in there, artifacts and whatnot. Beautiful mineralization. And we're also going to show you a bunch of other footage that we have of other mines in the area. We just kind of traveled around that whole area. Jewel Lake's got all kinds of mines. It's an awesome area. And we're going to show you the Jewel Shaft, and it's really cool. It's a big shaft house. We'll show you what that looks like. And then the other thing is, I guess we're going to show you some rats. There's lots of rats in this. And if you're a little squeamish, you don't like rats, I hate rats. Don't worry, Max gets even with one of them. So if you're squeamish about what the dog's going to do to the rat, maybe you shouldn't watch it. But anyways, hope you can join us, and hopefully we'll see you next week on Exploring Abandoned Mines in BC. Well, better stay here, Max. Can't you see it says no trespassing? We are at the Jewel Shaft. Now this is really cool. Unfortunately, we can't go in here because there's private property that's fenced off. But we can film it from here. So I'll just kind of zoom in here. And this is one of the coolest things that's left around here of the mining artifacts in this area. So that is a big shaft, eh? It goes down 500 feet. So basically that's just a great big kind of a superstructure there. And you can see the very top of the shaft there, and there's a big wheel there. So they'd add a big winch there and a cage that would go down to this shaft. Now this shaft is 500 feet straight down. And then there's a whole bunch of crosscuts and stuff that branch off from there. So it was last mined in 1973, I believe. This is all underwater now. This is a pretty low area here. They had to pump it all out. I have no idea what this other building is for. But this belongs to Ellen Clements. She's president, CEO of New Nadina Exploration. And she's very aggressive in trying to keep people out of her property and the crown land around her property, and we've locked horns. So. But there's no reason why we can't film this from a public road. There's a building there. She owns this piece of property here, and I guess she's got a renter here or something. I'm not really sure. This is the Jewel E. Holt Road, and goes from Jewel Lake to the E. Holt. There's more large rooms here that were formed when they mined all this material out of there, and it just these pockets, they just kept working them, and way she went down, you know. There's a pillar here and another little hole into some more rooms. It's like a 10-bedroom, like a huge mansion in here. All these rooms. Some of them don't have running water. So this is more unstable material because this material fell off the back here at some point. Looks really stable now. Obviously there must have been a pretty big crash when this stuff fell down. going through another stope there, or another ore chute. Pretty interesting seeing these big slabs of rock in here. Imagine the crash it would make if something that massive fell down onto the floor here. Probably set up reverberations that would knock other material off, maybe like a big chain reaction. Fascinating to see these big boulders in here, all the way up the stope. So they're trying to hold it all up in here when they were mining. Must have been fairly stable. You wouldn't think the timbers would be holding up too much anymore. One kind of cool thing about being in here is you might see, you see these big slabs of rock that's fallen off. You're probably looking at mineralization and rocks and stuff that the miners never saw. Been more recently revealed. So I guess there's always that chance where you could find a big seam of gold or something, because this was a gold mine. Very large rooms in here, and that's why when they mine they left pillars to support a lot of stuff. Now that's a pretty cool shot. You see that big long vein coming down there where the ore would have been. There's a little rat hole. They drilled a bunch of this but didn't blast anymore. There's some material that peeled off the ceiling. The only way we're going to get out of here, because it's not connected laterally to any other workings, well, there's two ways. One will go all the way back down, but there's also a little rat hole here, and we're skinny enough, we can squeeze out that little hole and get into the next stope. There's a little rat hole I had to squeeze through, and got us into this other compartment here. And it looks kind of skinny there, but I'm pretty sure it's going to open up to another stope. So we've got this wall here that they built to hold material here back from plugging up that rat hole. So as soon as that collapses, that rat hole will be sealed up forever. I see it starting to rot already, but not going to collapse while we're here, right? So we'll carry on down here and probably get into another big stoped area. That was an extremely treacherous area to walk down through. See, it's all kind of held up by them stalls, and those rocks don't look very solid to me. And you got those walls holding all the loose material back too, eh? So it's all pretty rotten, so I don't think it's very safe. I just walked through there really careful, tried not to touch anything. Yeah, that's pretty dicey. So now we'll just walk down through this slope. There's some more pretty interesting material here. It's a real crumbly, it's in this quartz here, and you see it's really kind of crumbly material. I don't know what it is. See how crumbly that is? Really soft, crumbly material in that very narrow vein, and you always wonder if that's silver or something there. It's right in between the layers of quartz there, or right up against the quartz there, against the footwall there. Interesting looking. Now this is a relatively small section here on the 200 level, scoped out area, but it leads itself well to photography because maybe we'll light it up pretty good. But just look at how rich this area is in both sulfides and quartz. And see a little bit of flowstone on the ceiling here, but just a beautiful area, very colorful, rich in minerals. And you just see that white, really white quartz up in there. There's a big pillar they left, try to hold the back up. And a lot of sulfides in here too. So that's really rich in gold. Little areas out here. Very solid here. We're not seeing anything crumble down whatsoever. Lots of quartz in here. More quartz than I've ever seen anywhere, I think. There's just a huge amount of quartz in this mine. And very yellow too. The sulfides are just fantastic in here. You don't smell sulfur at all though, but it's from volcanic activity. A pretty easy little place to get up just from where that rusty wheelbarrow was on the 200 level. It's a little pocket here they cleaned out. This is actually as far as this little path or whatever alongside this ore chute took us, but found a really cool bottle here. I don't know if it's old or not. Interesting looking shape. And so just dead ended here, but you know, obviously this stuff's so rotten. You know, you just push it like that. That's how rotten all that stuff is. So you get to a wall, it's not really much of a wall. We were on the top of this ore pass, and you can just see the band here of quartz that they mined here. There's the country rock above and below the band of quartz. That's not stuff they would have mined, but and they just how smooth that floor is. And the way she went, that's really solid here. And it would have went screaming down. Another one of these stopes. When you got a narrow hole like that, you can grab the ceiling with one hand and use your boots on the other, so that really kind of helps to kind of steady yourself. So yeah, we see this big vein of quartz here. And interesting, you see that vein of quartz, we filled it from the bottom, it goes up here, but if you look straight up, it doesn't continue past this this level. So it ends below us here. So there's still some left right there. You can see the sulfides in the quartz, but it doesn't continue on up at that same angle, which is kind of interesting. It pinches off right here. But it picks up again further up the mountain. There's a massive amount of quartz further up the mountain. It's way thicker than this stuff here. I'm at the top of, I went up an ore chute that was at the very north end of the 300 level, so a fair bit tougher to get up here. Pretty good climb, and I don't know how much further you're going to get. We shall see. The ore chute pretty much plugged right off, and it goes through kind of a pretty steep raise, so I don't know what that ladder is going to be like, but it doesn't seem to be too bad, so we'll see if I can get up there, if we can get any further or not. We're going to continue on this level here. I think it's the 300 level. And do a little bit of exploring along here. See all the stalls in here holding that up. That's kind of unusual to see a stope that long right to the outside. So we'll continue down this passage here. Pretty interesting. And we'll get up into some of these other stoped areas, and we should come out at the what we call the 500 level, where they had one time looked like they had a winch or something that pulled a bunch of material up through it. Lots of calcium or carbonites formations in here, which is old seabeds or from sea creatures, and it gets dissolved by the water, and as the water forms over these stone, it deposits some of that calcium's left behind, or the carbonate is, and it just gives you these this stunning effect of this flow stone. And it's funny, because it looks really slippery or slushy, but it's almost like a grit. It's not like you think at all. You get on a real steep surface where you see that stuff, and it's just you can climb up a real steep surface. It's like a real gritty material. So this is just an air door. You can feel the air going through here. So if they're working in a certain section of the mine, they want the air to blow one way or the other. Keep the dust in or blow the dust out, or whatever purpose. Just a fascinating looking hanging wall here, sliding off of here. Some more little icicles there forming. Come back in hundreds of years. If it's not all collapsed, they would look pretty cool. Takes a long time for them to form. Some nice looking little workings up in here. This isn't very extensive here, just a little area that they stoped out and mined in here. And that's where the ore would have went down to the next level. I'm not sure what's happening with that level, but they brought the air lines up here. And there's the compressor lines. And then there's a tree here. Now this is kind of hazardous here because this is a false floor here, so we're not going to go down there. It's way too steep to trust old ladders. We'll just stick right close, very as close as we can to the wall here, and sneak across here. We don't want to fall down there. Alright, here's another small little stoked out area. It actually might continue into a bit of a tunnel there. If it does or not, I don't know. There's a pretty nice vein of quartz there. Real big wide vein. I don't know why they didn't continue mining it. That's what I imagine a lot of the other stuff looked like before it was mined. Well, I'm here with Paul and Richard, and we're going to have a look inside the lower porthole of the Ethiopia mine here. These guys are interested in mines, and we're going to show them a few things here. Pretty windy. Yeah. Pretty windy mine, eh? They must have been following following the ore, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A raise. They spent a lot of work bending all these tracks to make all these freaking bends, eh?
Well, back in the day they knew how to do it.
Yeah.
We don't today.
It goes in quite a long ways until you get to a section that's, yesterday there was a section that's caved in here. And had to climb to a real skinny place to get up, but that's not, I wouldn't want to go up there again.
All right. You find any stalactites or anything?
No.
I guess it's not old enough.
No, it takes hundreds of years or so for those to form, eh? So. Some places there's rock that's kind of a whitish color, but it's real soft, eh? And it's carbonate, eh? Keep them rats from getting too spunky. Oh, there's one. Max! 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 There we go. One less rat to worry about. Good boy. Atta boy. Yeah, good boy. Good. Oh, look at an old barrel. Oh, that's a wash tub or something. Oh, it's a barrel, eh? Huh. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Get him, Max. Max, get him.
Max. You can't see him, can he?
I think he can.
The dog can't see the rat, though.
I think he can.
Made me jump.
I hope I got away.
Thought he was coming after me. I don't know why I worry about it. He looks pretty scared. You get a little bit of thunder here. So there's a line of old dilapidated buildings, and they go in a straight line right down the hill here towards where that big pile of tailings is, right at the lake. So what this tells me here is they had obviously a concentrator here. So these buildings would have processed the quartz that they got out of the mines and ground all this rock up, got the gold out, and they would have dumped the tailings probably into the lake or close to the lake. And that's what that pile of white sand is that you see right at the lakeside there. There's a lot of buildings here. They're in a big row though, eh? So, like I say, I have no idea what it looked like. It's all gone now. It's just a pile of rubble now, but I think we're going to get a little wet, but that's all right. We're getting close to our vehicle so we can show you what's left of some concrete footings and stuff, and we'll go down the bottom of the hill. I wish we had a better explanation for you as to what this all was, but this is all we got. I mean, it's just a line of dilapidated old buildings all the way down the hill here. There's some concrete footings here and a lot of lumber here. that's about it. There's a rock wall here. So obviously this is some part of some sort of a processing facility. Now this is starting to look kind of familiar. Yep. I was able to make it up to kind of proceeding up between the 2 and the 300 level. A little steeper than between the 1 and the 200 level, but there's a ladder at the bottom that wasn't bad. So we were able to kind of use that ladder and continuing on up. Hopefully up to the next level, I'm sure, because you know, there's a manway here, so obviously this is how the men access these areas further up, and this is the ore. It actually looks pretty easy. Wasn't that hard to climb up through this little, I've just broke this roof out a little bit here, so, but there, that's, you know, if you were walking along here and that was solid, you'd be kind of surprised when you fell down all of a sudden. So, you know, you see just a little bit of dirt on there, and so, yeah, you got to be careful. You know, you can fall down somewhere where you're least expecting it. So, like that's all a false floor there, right? But it just looks like dirt, right? The windy little level there is following some drifts. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was more levels going up. Just above the pretty small tunnel there, probably just a little under 6 feet, I guess, or right around 6 feet. I'm just having to crouch down a little bit here and there. But it's got to go somewhere because I can feel air whistling through here. So you never know, it might break into a bunch of other big levels and connect to other manways. So you never know what you're going to find next. It's kind of fun walking in here. It's almost cozy. A small little level like this. So yeah, so here's another place that branches off. Go to the right here. Make sure there's no more false floors in here. Now this looks like a storage area, hey? Maybe just threw a whole bunch of junk. Sometimes that junk is interesting, but I don't know if we started in at we'll call it the 100 level. I don't know if that was the bottom or not, because there's other levels going below that. So there's some core sample boxes, little miniature core samples. With this, I can't dead end because there's a really good breeze coming out of here. So tells us there's more stuff to check out here on the 350 level. There's a little bit of stope going up. Well, the air must be coming from that stope. Yeah, these are the places to go up, eh? Because, you know, if you got a manway somewhere, you know it's going to go up to the next level and not just kind of dead end, because if you just go up a stoped area, chances are it's going to end. But if you go somewhere where there's a manway, well, you know, they're probably trying to get up to another level. Yeah, looks like some cattle were running up here. Something looks like a ramp built for cows or something. Oh, that's a pretty big stoped area here. And we haven't seen, oh, that rock almost looks like it's fallen off recently, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how long the back has been collapsed like that. Remember, that's what they call the roof, the back. Yeah, this is a pretty large stoped area. Oh, there's some cool looking slabs that fell. Skinny, eh? Pretty skinny slabs. And there's a pillar. They left that pillar there to hold the back up. But see, they put those boards on there as a walkway to go along. So we should just follow that for now. Well, obviously this has fallen. These big rocks have been here for a while. That looks a little fresher. But these other ones, those boards are put on there with the cleats on there for the miners to walk along. And they've pretty much rotted, so Been a couple of years since anyone, since they were put down for sure. Down the rotten plank path. See if we can find that easier, softer way that we're always trying to find first. You never know when that next slab is waiting to make pizza out of somebody. See, this is the thing that kind of pisses miners off because you got a really nice pillar of quartz, probably really nice silver in there, but they don't want the back to fall off getting it. So they try to make them as skinny as they can, but then finally just run out of nerve and leave the rest. There's a term for that. It's called shaving the pillar. Oh yeah, just look at that. It just keeps going up and up and up. Yeah, I don't know whether we should be going up or down. This is just massive in here. A lot of material moved out of here. So this is a pretty rich deposit in here. Oh, that's really interesting, isn't it? What the heck is that? Look at the top there. Real crumbly. Oh, really crumbly rock. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Almost looks like asbestos or something, huh? Oh, we'll have to take a sample. Oh man, is that ever crumbly? That's definitely going to take a sample of that. Might be carbonite. I wish my geologist friend Mike was here. Give you a little closer look at this carbonate in here. A pretty massive vein of it. It must be about 2 meters or 6 feet, I guess. Pretty fair sized chunk of it. I'll show you something cool about this carbonate here. So I just got a little chunk I picked up here. And so it does kind of look like quartz if you look at it. Well, I'll show you the difference, how soft it is. You can actually write with it, right? Kind of a chalky stuff that they make chalk out of, eh? 2016, Frank, 2016. Well, there's a massive boulder, eh? I don't know how that sucker fall on your head, huh? Kind of a cool little tunnel underneath it. I don't know where it goes or how far down it is. That'd be safe enough, I guess. It doesn't look that. Don't dislodge the rock underneath it, eh? We're standing at the top here of this, where we came out this exit, I guess. So we're going to call this the 400 level, but it goes into that huge stoped up area that's just going to go on and on. I'm up at the top of the ore pass that was a 300 level. We started up there, so it didn't go too far, and we just get up to an area that's completely blocked off, except for a little hole here. So I'm pretty sure we can climb up and break some boards out and sneak up through there. Freaking rats, get out of here. Get out of here, you fuckhead. Come on, get. Fucking rats, I hate rats. There's a pretty cool formation here. Look at that serpentinite. And look how smooth the floor is on the serpentinite. And then we're seeing a pretty good band of quartz. And this is the stuff they would have mined out of here. Here is a box of perforated shells. I'm not sure who made these ones, but you know, they are blasting caps, but there's no, well, sort of a precursor to blasting caps, but there's no explosives contained in these. And they are basically just a cast, almost like I guess a shell. So you see there's a hole drilled through there. So what they do is you take your fuse and you push it through that hole. Then you fill this up full of black powder or gunpowder, a little bit in there, and then you stick it on the end of the stick of dynamite, and that's your blasting cap. So when the fuse hits that powder, it makes it hot enough heat and pressure to set off a stick of dynamite. So that's how that works. Oh, pretty colorful looking pillar there. And there's some more cribbing there.